Yo, what's up, everybody? Paul Hickey here with NoOffSeason.com. It's your show. It's the Sports Card Strategy Show and Tell. And I've got a great one queued up for you guys thanks to your submissions. Again, if you want to get into the Sports Card Strategy Show and Tell, email me at paul@nooffseason.com to find out how. We're going to hook you up. We're going to get you on the show. You can promote your sports card business. You can show us what you've got going on with your flips, with your PC, whatever you want to do. We'd love to help you out. We'd love to hear from you. We got some great submissions today, some new faces, some familiar faces. Stay tuned for all of that. Shoes, we got you in. Don't worry, duder. We got you. Say hello to everyone in the comments here. Chad Guell's in the house. OhMyShoes. Lonnie Conley, friend of the show. Lonnie had a submission last week, and he's submitted some audience Q&A for this upcoming Monday's episode. So we're looking forward to talking about what Lonnie has going on. A lot of great stuff. Southern Soccer Idiot in the house. SSI is going to make a submission to this show someday. I know he will. Craig's Cards 11. Good to see you as well. And Ed Rose from the Gem Mint Club. We're going to hear from him in today's show. Ed, good to see you. Ed is clearly a great content creator. When you see his submission here in a minute, you'll know what I'm talking about. So great to see everybody. Real quick, I want to give a shout out to Graybos, graybos.co. Phenomenal local card shop in Richmond, Virginia, basically brand new. They're already doing a great job. They've got some of the Topps Inception product with Victor Wembanyama and Caitlin Clark in it. You got to check that out. Go to graybos.co. Check out all the other stuff they have. If you're in Richmond, Virginia, check them out in person. Tell them Sports Card Strategy Show Paul Hickey sent you. But what you need to do is go to graybos.co today, right now, when you're hearing this, and use the promo code STRATEGY2023. That's the year we're in, Strategy 2023. You can put it in any way. We talked about it being with an uppercase S on Monday's show, but it's a Shopify website. So when you put in a promo code to any Shopify website, it turns it into all caps anyway. So it doesn't matter. It's not case sensitive on the promo code. You'll save 10% on your purchase at graybos.co. Again, that's Strategy 2023. My show and tell will come up later in the show. I'm going to talk a little bit about nooffseason.com and the rankings updates that we've made there. Yes, the rankings are back. I'm going to talk about the rankings. I'm going to talk about some improvements to nooffseason.com and my show and tell today. That'll be very brief at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. But I want to remind everybody, I am looking for interns at the National. I want Sports Card Strategy Show and nooffseason.com interns. I'm looking for maybe 3 to 4 interns to join me at the National, get some great work experience. So if you are out there in the audience and you have a family member or yourself or a family friend, really could be any age, honestly. Any age, looking for any kind of sports card content creation, business experience, event execution experience. Would love to have you as part of the Sports Card Strategy Show and nooffseason.com team at the National. So just email me at paul@nooffseason.com and just put in the subject line, intern at the National, and we'll talk. All right, cool. Evan Bell, good morning to you as well. For those of you listening on Apple and Spotify, I am giving a shout out to everyone in the comments, and we're going to get into it. So if you can't watch, you can hear. And if you're on Apple, you will only be able to hear. But if you're joining us on YouTube and even actually Spotify, I always say if you're joining us on Apple and Spotify, you won't be able to see this. But I realize that on Spotify, I do upload video. So you can actually watch on Spotify if you really want to. All right, everybody, let's get into the show. It's your show, the Sports Card Strategy Show and Tell. Mosaic Farmer Joe, what do you want to show us and tell us about today, my man?
Hey guys, Mosaic Joe here again. I have a bunch of slabs next to me that I just got back from PSA. A lot of the cards are from shows. I have said this in previous episodes that I am more of a show collector than an eBay collector, but I do sell on eBay. So if any of you are interested, check out my eBay store, username Mosaic Joe. Let's get into the slabs. So I'm going to start off with the cards that I just bought raw. And I'm going to start off Gabi, PSA 9. This is out of the Merlin Chrome UEFA. It is a refractor. And then same card, but in PSA 10. And then I have a PSA 10 Curry Red, White, and Blue out of 2018 Prism. A 2004 second year LeBron James. It's the base out of Flair, PSA 10. Jalen Brunson. I was hoping for a 10 on this one, but it is a PSA 9 Silver Prism. A 2004 EX Tom Brady that came back at PSA 8. This still holds a little bit of value, somewhere around $100. The next four are cards that I've kind of been high on just because of the concept of the league. It's the Overtime Elite League is for developing young talent that couldn't necessarily see themselves going to college and were too young to go into the draft. This gives them the opportunity to have a focused learning experience. They're still going to school in this program, but their focused learning experience is about how to be a professional athlete, how to actually do this. And I really do like the concept of that. I like that. I kind of wish that I had that kind of direction when I was in school for just normal to everyday life. So these guys are actually being taught how to be a professional athlete. They're given their own practice facilities. They are, they're very well taken care of. And the two brothers that are coming out that I know of this year, they're actually going to be top 10 picks as far as everyone's projections are going. And that is Amen Thompson and Ausar Thompson. Now, I have more Ausar Thompson, and I may be saying his name wrong, unfortunately. Ausar Thompson.
That's how I say it, Joe. I
have more Ausar than I do of Amen. So the first card I want to show you, it's pretty standard. It is the Ray Wave for Ausar Thompson. It's a PSA 10. Then I have a standard silver in PSA 10. And a big dog that I actually put into a slab mag. It is an out of 10 black refractor that came back a PSA 10. So this one is hopefully going to be able to be big money come draft time.
I hope so for you, Joe.
And then I've got an Amen Thompson. This is the Overtime Elite Aqua with the OTE insignia in the background. You can almost, I guess you can kind of see it. It's in the foil. And this one's out of 199, also PSA 10. And then the last three that I'm going to show you from this submission were crack and resubs. So actually, I'm going to talk about five. The first two I've already sold, unfortunately. The first one was a De'Aaron Fox from HGA. It was a 9.5. It's the Shock Hollow. It had 9.5 corners, 9.5 edges, 9.5 centering, and 9 surface. And I got an 8 from PSA on that one.
Wow.
So that was a tough one. And then I had a GMA 10, 2018 Prism Calvin Ridley. It was the green crystal prism GMA. Out of 75. So I was hoping to be able to cross this over to a PSA 10. That too was an 8. I bought this GMA 10 for like $30. I sold the PSA 8 for $60. Not bad. So then I have, for my three that I actually do still have, I have an SGC 9.5 base prism for Daniel Jones. It's his rookie. And that 9.5 from SGC came back a 10.
Yeah, Chad Guell special.
Then I have 2021 Mosaic Honeycomb Nico Collins rookie from SGC. Same grade as the Daniel Jones before. Came back an 8. Which That hurt.
1 for 2, guys.
And then my last one is the CSG 9.5 Tyrese Maxey court sides from Select. No prism, it's just a base, but that came back at 10. So the CSG 9.5 came back at 10. One of the SGC 9.5s came back a 10. The other one came back an 8. And then the GMA 10 came back an 8. And the HGA 9.5 came back an 8. So that's my submission for this week. Thanks, guys. Please go follow me on Instagram. If you see anything on my Instagram or on my eBay page that you're interested in, feel free to hit me up. I do a lot of local shows. I'm in the Georgia area, so if any of you are around the Georgia area, you'll probably see me at them, if not as a seller, then as a buyer. So thanks again. Thanks, Paul.
Farmer Mosaic Joe bringing it strong. He's at Mosaic Joe on Instagram and the username on eBay. So go check out his stuff. He is very astute. Make sure you ask him a lot of questions when you are dealing with him, because you will get great information. He's very fair. And like Shoes says, he knows how to impress and drop the knowledge. Farmer Mosaic Joe, great stuff. I love that he talked about the Thompson twins. We've talked about the Thompson twins on this show several times and on the basketball card strategy show with Gary from Hoops and Cards. Whenever Gary joins me, we tend to mention some prospects, and we've talked about the Thompson twins in anticipation of this 2023 NBA draft, which of course Victor Wembanyama is dominating, followed by Scoot Henderson and the Thompson twins. Those are kind of the big four in the draft. Don't know where the Thompson twins will land, but I agree they should each be top 10 picks. And it's interesting. I was following them. I bought several of those Topps Chrome Overtime Elite cards from 2021. The inaugural year, and I had some autos and some Thompson twins autos out of 50, different things like that. And they've always been pretty expensive. I did make a flip on one of them and sold an Asar and an Amen Thompson gold out of 50. One was a 9, the other was a 10. They're both autos for a small profit. I decided to liquidate and move into some other things like the Wembanyama plays, which are panning out very nicely. They will be future win of the week for sure on the main show, Sports Card Strategy Show. So moving along with the show and tell, up next, a new name and a new face to all of you. I see him in the chat. He's waiting in high anticipation of his submission. He did a great job. I'm excited to see what Ed Rose from the Gem Mint Club has to share with us today. Ed, take it away, my man.
Hey guys, my name is Ed Rose and I'm the Vice President of the Gem Mint Club. Before I get into telling y'all about the Gem Mint Club and what we do as far as rewarding the hobby, I want to get into my show portion of it. Show you a couple little PC items I got and a little project I'm working on here. Let me know what you think about it.
So as far as PCs go, this Marcelo Meyer is the first card I ever actually sent in to get graded. So I was so pumped when it came back, Gem Mint 10. And I didn't know what I was doing at the time, but the auto also got a 10 on it there. So this is one, I don't know if I'll ever move it or not. I know he's crushing it right now in the minors, so we'll see what happens. But I might just keep this one for me just because, like I said, it's the first time I ever bought a hobby box, and first time I ever sent a card in to get graded too. So got off to a nice start with that. Here's another one. It's my Conor McGregor out of 125. And the thing I love about this is that I actually met the tag group over at the Mint Collective this year, and I gave them this on site, and it came back as a 10. And the report that they gave back about all the details of the card, any imperfections, everything about it was so in depth. I've never seen anything like it, and I just love the clear cases with it. I think it really just sets the card off. So this is another one I'm planning on just keeping for myself too. So this is a little project I'm working on, getting signed jerseys and matching them with the card, and then going ahead and right now I'm looking for cases. I'm thinking about going with like a clear case that kind of comes off the wall, maybe a shadow box. Obviously that's not a Reggie rookie, but I just love that 91 Skybox set. I mean, my boy's rocking the box top fade on it. I love it. So I like this jersey quite a bit, but here's one of them. The other one that I'm waiting to get done is the Allen Iverson. This one is a rookie that I got with it. Another clean one. I mean, this guy literally changed a culture with how he played, how he dressed, everything. I mean, I don't know many players that had more of an influence outside of basketball than Allen Iverson did when he was playing. I mean, I was pretend to be him every single time I stepped down the court, maybe more so than Jordan because I couldn't jump like Jordan. So doing crossovers was a little bit more relatable for me. And then this one right here, my Bo Jackson, along with his black 87 Don Russ rookie card. This is one I'm really excited to put up. I mean, this guy was just an absolute monster in every way, shape, and form. If you haven't checked out the 30 for 30 on Bo Jackson, it's amazing. The stories and urban legends that they tell about him are just so much fun to hear. And then, I mean, it even goes back to now. The guy bow hunts, and you hear stories about him just throwing a deer on his shoulders and walking out of the woods with it. It's crazy the strength that this guy had and the athleticism. So I got this one here. What I would love, honestly, to match with this is to get one of the broken bats that he snapped and have that on display with it too. So that is definitely a long-term goal for me, is to get the bat to go with this. So this is the project I'm working on. Please let me know what you guys think about it. I'm super curious. I think it's gonna look really good when I get it done. There's some other players I want to get to. I'm definitely more into the 90s stuff than currently, but I think it's gonna look really sharp when it's all said and done.
So that is the show portion. And now I'd like to do the tell and tell you guys what we got going on over at the Gem Mint Club.
Our app is available for download for free on the App Store and Google Play. And the way it works is pretty simple. You get to buy cards anywhere, whether it's with a breaker, online, Target, eBay, auction house, it doesn't matter. You upload your receipt to our app. For every $500 that you spend, you earn one raffle ticket. You are then allowed to use those raffle tickets to enter into these giveaways that you see right here. And these giveaways are based on your membership level. We have 3 membership levels. One is free, that's our base one. And then we have $10 a month for our pro, and then our exquisite membership is $225 a year. And we got some really cool stuff coming with that. So again, we are a universal rewards program for the trading card industry, for the hobby, for you. So all you got to do, buy cards like you already do, and then upload your receipts to us, and then let us reward you for it. It's that simple.
And that's a wrap. And something I would like to do for the Sports Card Strategy Show and Tell audience is go on Instagram. I'm going to put a reel out there about this. Share that post. Tag me. Make sure that I see that you shared it. You do that, download the app. I will give you one free raffle ticket for enjoying the show and being a part of this really dope audience. So really appreciate your time. Again, my name is Ed. You can find me on Instagram at Rosie_TGMC. That's ROSIE_TGMC. I'll have a post on there about this video. You share that, then you'll go ahead and get your raffle ticket just for this audience. Really appreciate your time. And again, also DM me, message me. Let me know what you think about my project. Let me know if you think I'm on the right path here. So thanks for your guys' time. I really appreciate it. Have a good day.
Man, we talking about rewarding the hobby. Not a game. Not a game. We talking about rewarding the hobby. The Gem Mint Club in the house. We love it, Ed. Good work, my man. Check him out on Instagram. He dropped the handle. Do the thing where you get the promo code for watching the show. Comment on the reel. He's going to hook you up. I love what Ed is doing. Clearly a phenomenal content creator. Clearly doing great things at the Gem Mint Club. Make sure you check him out. Borusky in the house says he already bought a magnifying glass. That's great. Upload your receipts. Get rewards. It's that simple. I stopped by the Gem Mint Club booth at the Mint Collective. Ed was still sleeping in. I think he might have had a rough night the night before. It's all good. I talked to somebody who was manning his booth for him. But love the project, Ed. Phenomenal project. Love all of those athletes. Reggie Miller's looking good. AI's talking about practice, not a game. And then you got Bo Jackson. two-sport athlete, clearly one of the best athletes of our generation, for sure. I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, so love me some Bo Jackson. How can you not? Of course, the Tecmo Bowl legend as well. A lot of great stuff here. The hobby is clearly an amazing place to be. I want to support businesses like the Gem Mint Club. I hope all of you do as well. Clearly, they're doing some great things, so appreciate you, Ed. We will definitely be talking business in the days, weeks, and months to come. We'll hook up at the National for sure if we don't talk before then. So thanks again for your submission. All right, now a familiar name and a semi-familiar face. He submitted something last week, and he's got an MVP to talk about. So let's get to Mr. Philadelphia, Mr. Ryan Borusky. What do you got for us, Mr. Ryan Borusky?
Hey, everybody, from the Sports Card Strategy Show. I am Ryan Borusky. I just wanted to share a show and tell play that I made recently. I guess it was probably like 2.5 months ago. I really did think that Joel Embiid, who I don't even really like, honestly. I am a Sixers fan, but I don't like him or respect him much. As well as many of the other Sixers, honestly, and I'm reevaluating my fandom as we speak. But I did think that he was going to win the MVP this year. I thought that the voters would probably cave a bit just because of the comments that have been made the past few years. But anyway, so I had started looking online. I know that, big men aren't, very liquid all the time. They're not, it's hard to move them. It's hard to see their prices fluctuate. But I found a card that seemed to me to be underpriced. It was I'll show it to you. It was a 2014 Panini Excalibur Camouflage Crusade card. It's a lot to say there. And it was a SGC or an SGC 995, and I used our tactics that we've learned from Chad Guell, and some of the other people that have been cracking slabs, and I actually cracked the slab and I sent it into PSA, and sure enough, it didn't take very long. I didn't send in a bulk submission that time, but I sent in like three cards, and they came back fairly quickly, probably within a month. And of course, sure enough, the Joel Embiid came back a PSA 10 gem. So
let's go, Borusky. Good work.
I didn't know what to do with it, and I think I'd mentioned it on our show. I'd kind of brought it up. I wasn't sure, how to go about selling it. One of the interesting things with this card is that there's not a lot of comps out there. I looked a lot of different places, and there were some, but it's nothing like you would find in terms of like a Prism or an Optic, kind of card like that, where there's hundreds, even thousands of sales. So it was hard to kind of gauge, and I initially I listed it at about $300. Thinking that that might somebody might bite on it. A lot of people looked at it. But nobody demonstrated any real interest. Then we started getting closer to the playoffs, and then the playoffs started, and I wasn't sure. I really didn't think the Sixers were going to beat the Celtics in a 7-game series. I was hopeful that they would, but I didn't think they were going to. And I set up an auction to end yesterday, which I'm recording this on Monday, but that ended on Sunday at 3:30, which would have been tip off for the game 7 of the Celtics Sixers series. And surprisingly, not that I was surprised that there was interest at all, but there was more interest than I thought, and the card actually ended up going for $191.
Nice.
I put about $100 into it. I paid $65 for the card from eBay way back, and then I put another like $35, $40 into the grading and the shipping and all that stuff. So I came out about 80 to 100% profit, which I'm happy about. I mean, it's kind of small, but it's kind of cool to see how that process can work. One thing I would, just before I leave, and let you guys go. I will say, be mindful, and you guys are probably more mindful already of this than me, because I'm kind of newer to the card game. But make sure of the liquidity of the things that you buy. Make sure you don't buy something that can, if you're trying to turn a profit on it, or if you're trying to move it, make sure that it sells, because this card gave me quite a headache for several weeks in terms of comps.
Make sure it's
and
sold quite a bit. I think. Yeah.
Trying to get people, trying to get an idea of what it was actually worth. So the market, I feel like the market in the end kind of told me the answer to that question. Around $200, which some of the comps were like that. There were like, I'm going to say 4 or 5 comps that I found. One was like $360. Another one was like $150. One was about $200. And the other two were, somewhere in between that range. But anyway, my point being that, just be careful of the liquidity. In retrospect, if I were to go back, I would probably buy something that was more liquid. It would give me more comfort knowing that I could move it more quickly. And, being that I'm not a huge collector, I do love sports. And I was a collector when I was a lot younger. I have some things that I collect. I collect like Allen Iverson cards. But none of them are graded. They're all I just want the cards, and I don't really want to have to pay a couple $100 for everything. Cause I don't really, plan on selling it. But anyway, just make sure things are liquid, and, that's the best advice I could give you. All right. Have a great week, guys. I will, see you again soon.
Yeah, Borusky, that's a great submission. I think phenomenal point. Thanks for walking us through that sports card strategy of yours. Glad you sold the card. Those cards that's the trouble with rarity. Like, rarity's great. I'm all for rarity. That's where you get some more value than your more liquid stuff. But inherently with rarity comes, not as many sales comps, because there just aren't as many of them, and they're not listed for sale as often. And so you don't get the comps. And so that can backfire on you a little bit. Now, you still sold the card, but you made a great point there. It took longer than you wanted it to. And I think sometimes when you're trying to flip cards, and that's basically what this show is all about. The show and tell show isn't as much about flipping cards, but the sports card strategy show and all the other shows on the network are all about flipping cards. And so whether it's to flip to fund your PC or flip to fund your life, you want to move on from the card. I mean, the point is that you're flipping the card. And so the longer it takes to move on from the card, I think sometimes there is a little bit of collateral damage on that one way or another. So great point. That's a mistake that I made when I was first starting to flip cards. Is I was looking for more rare cards, and what I was missing at the time is how difficult it would be to potentially move them. So Kendall and I talk a lot about that on the big show on Mondays, where it's like, we don't want to have to explain why a card is valuable. But great submission, Borusky. Totally agree. You and I are aligned on a lot of stuff. So good work. I agree with Ed Rose. You crushed it. All you guys are crushing it today. This is great. I love having some new folks in the house today. And yes, Chad Guell is correct. My idea of being patient is waiting about 24 hours. Like, that's about as patient as I get. Everything else is very, very hard for me to deal with. So, all right, everybody, moving along to a much more patient person than myself. In fact, I've been to a card show with this gentleman. He's buying cards that I would never touch, and he's moving those cards. Kudos to him. The Card Treasury on eBay, Bob's Card Market on the Discord. It's Rob Misora. Rob, take it away.
Hello, Sports Card Strategy Show. This is Rob from Bob's Card Market, or the Card Treasury, both actually. For my show and tell this week, I wanted to show you guys one of our newest features in Bob's Card Market called the Bargain Bin. One of the most difficult things in our hobby is to sell low-end cards, and to do it in a way that is both profitable and time sensitive. Selling cards in general takes a long time, takes a lot of work, and we don't want to waste it selling low-end cards. So what we've come up with is the bargain bin in a way to do that. You can consider it, call it a fire sale, call it like a dollar box, call it whatever you want, but we've called it the bargain bin, and here's how it works. So our first one is starting next week on the, forgot the date already, on May 21st. And all cards in the bargain bin are going to be $1. So if you see on my screen, we'll have 4 channels, one for baseball, one basketball, one football, and then one that'll be kind of everything else. So all cards are going to be $1. And in each channel, you'll see a picture of the card. It'll have maybe the team name, the player. We're trying to get as much info there as possible, but we're letting having AI do that, so it is not 100% accurate. If you want this card, you would click the purchase button. I'm not going to do it because it's not going to work for me, but you would click the purchase button and you would get a direct message from Bob's Bargain Bot. It'll keep track of all your purchases. And what I'm doing is every card that is purchased, I have them all, I've scanned them all. I will add them to your stack, and you can decide when you want to ship that stack. You can ship it once the bargain bin is over. You could hold on to it and keep that stack growing for as long as you want, a year, longer. Whenever you do decide to ship, it'll cost $7. So to maximize shipping, you want to wait as long as possible. And we're going to have multiple bargain bins, and each bargain bin is going to last 6 weeks. Weeks 1 and 2, all cards are going to be $1. Then week 3, all cards will be 75 cents, then 50 cents, then 25 cents, and then 10 cents. So during each bargain bin, which lasts 6 weeks, every card will start at $1 and eventually work its way down to 10 cents. We did a test run of this a couple weeks ago, and we sold 1,240 cards. So it's a great way if you're a team collector, player collector, to build your collection and buy some good cards cheap. The cool thing about this is not only as a buyer you'll be able to complete your collection and add to it, is that as a seller you can submit cards. So you would send the cards to me, and you would get, if one of your cards is sold, you'll get that money minus 10 cents. So I'm taking a 10-cent fee for me scanning it, uploading it, putting it in the channel, sorting it when it gets sold, and keep holding on to the stack for the buyer. So all that work, I'm charging 10 cents per card. And if the card does not sell, I only charge you 5 cents, but I also keep the card. That may seem like a lot, but when you think about it, these are low-end cards. These are cards that you just got lying around in your box. You're probably not even thinking about, and it's a good way to possibly get some money out of them, and have me do all the work for you. And if they don't end up selling even for 10 cents, they're probably not even worth it, and then we just hold on to them and either donate them or put them in flat rate boxes or whatever. So, but that's the bargain bin, a good way to both buy and sell low-end cards. So our first one is starting next week. We have a bunch of people that have sent cards on the way to me for me to scan and upload in the bargain bin for selling, and then also a ton of people. We had 47 different buyers for our test bargain bin. So a lot of people got their eyes on it, waiting for the prices to drop, snagging cards before others can get to them. A lot of fun. So if you're interested in that and all the other awesome things in Bob's Card Market, go to bobscardmarket.com and click on one of the links, the many links on that page, and it'll bring you to our Discord group. Thanks, and have a good day.
Rob Misora is one of the smartest people in the hobby. As you can see there on the Discord channel at Bob's Card Market, go to bobscardmarket.com, by the way, and join the Discord if you're not already. But a lot of it's powered by bots. So you can see there he's building things in a way that is using AI, using bots for Discord, and automating essentially a lot of that process. Great idea. I agree. Ed Rose in the comments saying cool idea. And Borusky, giving compliments to Rob's marketing prowess by naming his business Bob's Card Market. That is something that we will all never understand, but we love you anyway, Rob, and love this idea. I hope this bargain bin works out really well, and I highly encourage everyone in our audience to check it out and then provide feedback. Let us know how it goes. But I mean, I've got a ton of these kinds of cards laying around. I know you guys do as well. And it's great to see that someone's doing something very productive with this. So great work, Rob. And you're getting a lot of love in the comments. Ed Rose just joined. You will see him there. And when Chad Guell likes your idea, you know you are onto something. Speaking of Chad Guell, he's up next. Chad is going to show us how he snipes his auctions. So everybody, pay close attention. It's the sports card doctor, Chad Guell.
Sports card strategy listeners, bringing you another show and tell. Today I thought I would show you a little bit about how I search for cards, how I buy cards, and how I snipe cards. Thought that might be a little bit interesting to you, so here we go. All right, so one of the ways to go in and find cards is to log into your nooffseason.com page. So go to nooffseason.com. If you aren't a premium member, contact Paul at nooffseason.com and find out how, or there is a link on here to get a 30-day free trial. Once you get logged in, I'm going to hit the nooffseason.com. This brings up the new website. Part of the fun of the articles I've been writing lately is it will take you directly to some plays for these as well as some cards. So what I want to show you here is when you click on, I just did a article on 15 different ways that you can make money on Joe Burrow. So we're going to click on Joe Burrow and it's going to bring up some cards that are ending relatively soon. I'm focusing on Joe Burrow right now as I think that it's a great opportunity to get in before end of July, August, when his prices are going to continue to go up. And I scroll down and here's the card that I am interested in. This card here is a 2020, it's a orange laser rookie. This card happens to be BGS pre-graded. It graded out as a BGS 9, which is why you see that label, BGS label up on the top. This card right now in a PSA 9 sells for about $175. I anticipate that to get to $2 to $2.25 by August. The bid is currently $95 with 57 seconds left, or 57 minutes left. So what I'm going to do is show you how I sniper bid, and we're going to see if we can buy this card for you, and you can see how I do it.
Let's go.
Okay, we are logging back in with about a minute to go. Click on the card. This card is climbing, as you can see. Ideally, when I like to snipe and look for deals, I want to look for deals that end somewhere between the hours of 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. Central Time, where I can stay up late. If you can find a card that is ending at an odd time like that, oftentimes you can get that card cheaper. But right now, we are going to just show you how we snipe. So you click place bid.
Watch this.
I'm willing to pay $175 for this card. So I type in $175. And then as the clock is winding down,
notice the seconds.
have
He's just
my
waiting to
button
click
on the
literally
bid.
at the last second.
4, 3, 2, 1. I bid.
Only click
It
at the
goes to
last second.
168.32. And I am the winner of that card.
Yes, you are the winner.
Okay, so we are on the nooffseason.com. We show our top 5 cards. I am going to be looking for a Trevor Lawrence card. So I scroll down, I click on Trevor Lawrence,
Yes, notice
and it will pull up some of the cards that are ending soonest.
we quick
This is a
link
card
in
here
there.
that I am interested in purchasing. It's a color match. It's a green velocity. It's a bit of a color match. It's not aqua, but it's green. As you can see, it looks very nice. That card, if it grades out a 9, the card is about a $145 card. If it grades out a 10, it's a $325 card. So I feel that looking at the centering on this and looking at the corners up close, this is a card that I am extremely interested in, and I think this card has a chance to possibly gem. So here we are on this card. As you can see,
I'm just like Ed, by the way. I'm so nervous.
it
when I'm
is
watching
down to
this.
38 seconds. It's at $86. Oops. I click on it. Since this card is a card that I can sell right now for $145 in PSA 9 condition, I'm willing to pay $120.
I mean,
because I know that with the
seconds
grading
are
fees,
ticking down, and he's narrating it still.
I
I
can
would
make
be
money on this if it gets a 10.
unable to talk.
So I type that in, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bid.
Of course, he won it. He's the winner.
It goes to $100, and I am the winner of that card. That is how I snipe my cards.
And you got $20 back in your pocket on that last one because nobody outbid you. Chad is referencing nooffseason.com. I'm going to show you that in a second, where we are updating everything at nooffseason.com really to help quick link you into the eBay auctions that are ending soon, or listings of the cards we think you should buy. So we want nooffseason.com to be a resource for all of you to go there, whether or not you're a premium subscriber, and click on the cards, quick link into eBay to the ones we think you should buy. It's not going to be perfect. There will be some listings in there that you will have to weed out yourself. But for the most part, we're writing the search queries and the search parameters to the cards that we think you should buy, allowing you to basically do something as easy as what Chad just showed you, which is go and quick link into the cards that you're wanting to buy. Auctions ending soonest for a lot of them. And some of them that don't have auctions are going to take you to just the listings that we think are great. So yes, Chad is killing it. Interesting feedback from the comments. Ed says he'd watch him do that on a live stream every night. That's good feedback. Chad's the man. Chad's he wrote a Joe Burrow, an article, how to make thousands of dollars buying Joe Burrow cards now. So you have to go check that out at nooffseason.com. If you're a premium member, you get it as part of your premium membership. You can get a free 30-day trial just by going there and upgrading, getting your free 30-day trial, and you can read Chad's article. Or if you don't want to commit to any kind of membership at all, you can buy the individual article by clicking buy this individual article and just have that. And you can do that with pretty much all of our articles now. That's a new feature on the website. So, all right, enough shameless plugs. We'll get to more shameless plugs here in a second. But someone who we are all very proud of brings the fire every week. Submitted this at the last minute. Just got it in this week. Don't worry if you're late. We'll always get you in the following week, but we got you in this week. He's the Cal Ripken of the show. He's been in every single week. It's time to put on your shoes. Let's go. OhMyShoes in the house.
Sports Card Strategy Show and Tell, Part 5 Shoes. Bring the fire, bring the noise. Let's do it. Good morning, guys. Today's going to be a little different. There's going to be no cards, and there's going to be no case, really. It's going to be a story, but it's going to be an interesting one, though. Okay, so, what's up, Adrian? You want to come tell everybody how good you did at baseball last night?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Let's see it.
Come tell them.
How'd you do, Adrian?
I got hit in the my chest.
Yes, he did. He squared up to the ball, got it right in the chest, tried to get the play at first. All right, guys, so really today, again, is going to be a story. Okay, so I work with this man. He's a really, really known baseball coach in the Houston area. And when I say this, I mean, like, other than just him, like, having a travel team that did really well, out of the 12 kids that this guy had, 9 of them went pro, and 1 of them including his son. So the man is very well rounded in the game of baseball. So he's been seeing that I've been recollecting cards and stuff again recently. So he's been putting his foot in it too, getting, cards and stuff like that. So he sends me a picture and he's like, "Hey man, check out what my sister just got me at an estate sale." And I'm like, "Okay, cool, send it over." Guys, it was a 1968 Topps number 177 Nolan Ryan rookie card in like beautiful condition. And I'm like, "Oh man." So he brings it to work. We're looking at it, and I'm like, "Hey, let's look it up on 130 point." So I start telling him what 130 point is and showing him how it works. We look at it. At the time, it's like $800 to $2,000 raw. We're like, "Whoa." He's happy. His sister only spent $35 on it. Bang, bang, cool. So recently I'm listening to a podcast, and this guy, what he does is he gets all the high-end cards off of eBay that have sold, and he makes a video about it. So in that video, I saw an SGC 9 of that same card go for $39,000. Right. Crazy. So I give my buddy a call, and I'm just like, "Hey man," I'm like, look at the picture I just sent you." He's freaking out. Well, there was one thing I forgot to tell you guys at the beginning of this video. That card that he has is autographed by Nolan Ryan himself. I mean, crazy. So we're both just like, "What?" So I'm telling him like, "Hey man, we got to send this thing to get slabbed immediately, because this thing has the potential to be anywhere from a $39,000 card to a $100,000 card." So Sports Card Strategy Show dudes, let's give them some advice. Hope everybody has a good day.
Shoes, great story, man. Bringing it strong as always. That is phenomenal. I love that kind of thing about the hobby, where occasionally you'll get people on the periphery who collected cards as a kid and understand to a certain extent what's happening, but aren't in it like we all are on a daily basis. And they come up with finding a diamond in the rough. So I saw a certificate of authenticity on that photo. Don't know what company that certificate of authenticity is from on the top of the card saver there that you showed. If it's from like a JSA or a PSA or CSG, if a reputable company has authenticated that auto already, I do think it did look beautiful, the autograph and the card from what I saw. I would be concerned about a few things before I get too excited about it. One would be any kind of trimming. 2 would be, is it a reprint of the card? It looks like the autograph is authenticated, and it can't really tell from the photo, but it looks like it's real. And so, yeah, I mean, Chad even said here, this is before I saw Chad's comment, but Chad says, "Bang, bang, hope it's not a reprint." Yeah. So those would be my initial, like, I've learned to be cautiously optimistic in these situations. When something's not already slabbed and it's that old, I'm leery of it. So especially because he got it for $35. So if he got it for $35, I'm thinking a little bit skeptically that somebody already looked up the value of this card or tried to sell it for much more than $35 and then realized that it actually is a reprint of a card and then just got what they could for it. I think you said it's from you heard secondhand from this guy that it's from an estate sale. So if it really is from an estate sale, I would, maybe that increases the chances that somebody just wanted to get rid of it and didn't really know. Maybe they didn't know who Nolan Ryan is. That's possible, especially if it's like a younger younger person, you know, maybe a son or daughter of the person who passed away or something like that. I suppose that may make sense. Although I'm highly skeptical of that being worth thousands of dollars, let alone 40,000 to 100,000, just because those kinds of things are like smaller odds than winning like the Powerball lottery kind of a thing. However, it's certainly worth. What I would do is I would advise this person to maybe try to bring it to a local card show where there's like a authentication service there. Like if you've ever been to like a decent sized card show, typically you will have like Beckett, sometimes PSA, SGC. They will send representatives. There's even like raw grading review companies. Certainly at larger card shows, they're all there. I would advise this person to, if there's a card show locally at a larger city around them, Shoes, I think you're in Arkansas, so I'm not sure what's there in Arkansas. But certainly sending it into PSA is not a horrible option either. The worst that will happen is you'll be out like $50 and they will send you your card back. But if the best that will happen is that you submit it for a PSA DNA authenticated auto and have it slabbed in the grade, and see if it comes back and it's actually graded by PSA and the auto is authenticated, then yes, I think you now are in a situation where it's worth several $1,000s. So phenomenal story. Love being able to add some analysis to it. Great work today, everybody. Yeah, go on the journey. It's worth going on the journey. And I love that you're willing to help him out and see where this goes. And I think that that's what makes this hobby so exciting to all of us, is that there is that possibility. So I do hope for everyone's sake that this is a real, not a reprint card, and an authenticated auto. And hopefully this guy can have a life-changing amount of money off of a $35 purchase. And, either way, we'd love to have him check out the show, and we'd love to help him out. So keep us posted, Shoes. Love the story. All right, real quick, guys, in the last few minutes here, I'm going to just briefly share with you what I've got going on at nooffseason.com here. So I've talked about this a little bit on the big show, but when you go to nooffseason.com, if you're not a premium member or if you are logged out, you will see top sports cards to buy now. You will also now see that we have brought back the player rankings. We've brought them back. They were gone for a few days. We've updated them, brought them back for baseball, football, and basketball. We're going to bring them back soon for soccer and F1, but we've updated the baseball, football, and basketball card rankings. We'll get to that in a second. As you scroll down the page, you will be able to click on, anytime you click on anything now, in terms of a player, it is going to take you to their top cards to buy. And it's going to, in theory, be the auctions ending soonest. So here, right here, the Jalen Hurts profile takes you to the auctions ending soonest for the Jalen Hurts Silver Hollow. And, that is, I believe, a huge value to everyone to be able to just quick link into the cards that we believe are the best cards for you to buy for each of these players. Now, when you are logged, well, let's continue down this path. When you're logged out, you will see, let's take this example of how to make thousands of dollars buying Joe Burrow cards now by Chad Guell. You're only going to get the first intro to the article if you're not a premium member or if you're logged out. But if you don't want to commit to premium, you can buy this individual article. This one is $29.99. So it's one of our more expensive articles because Chad put so much into it, but you could certainly just download the article for that if you don't want to commit any further. So also, you will be able to get several things as a premium member. So as a premium member, when you do go premium, now you'll see me logged in as my premium membership. You will be able to see the plays of the cards that are up here that we're talking about. So top 5 sports cards to buy now. We're going to give you the plays right here that we're talking about. And we're also going to give you, obviously, the full articles of what I just talked to you about, the full sports card rankings, because when you're not a premium member, you get a portion of the rankings, but not all of them. But I think a couple new features that we've never rolled out for premium members before are game changers. So number one is unlimited personalized sports card investment advice to build your portfolio. Now, this is going to evolve over time and it's going to get better, but for now, you can click to submit your question. That goes directly to me, and I make sure it gets answered. I make sure I answer it on a show, and then we are going to basically improve this feature to where it gets answered also on the website for premium members, so that everybody can benefit from every other premium member asking their question. So the ask for personalized advice and build your portfolio feature is phenomenal, and it's going to get even better. Highly recommend that you check out nooffseason.com and try the free 30-day trial. Now, another couple features here. You've seen this premium pack. So the premium pack is in partnership with Graybos. So Graybos has sent hobby packs, retail packs, slabs, non-graded singles, all sorts of stuff to me. I am combining that with some hobby packs that I have, some hits that I'm going to throw in there, some slabbed hits, some, all sorts of good stuff, some gear. So there's going to be several $100s of value in these premium packs. And in order to get a premium pack, all you really need to do is stay subscribed past your free trial period. You also get an ad-free experience. So just to recap, full access to our sports card investment report, full access to all premium content, access to premium pod episodes. So you know that there is a premium pod on YouTube and a premium pod on Spotify that you can upgrade to. But if you're a premium member at nooffseason.com, you get all of that for free. Unlimited sports card investment advice, guidance building your sports card investment portfolio, and a premium pack with hobby packs, retail packs, surprise singles, and a chance of slabs and hits. So everybody go check out the free 30-day trial at nooffseason.com. Appreciate your support. You all are the best community. I want to see as many of you as possible at the National, and I'm looking for interns. So if you know of anyone, friends of the family, family members who are looking for business experience for their resume and to have fun at the best card show of all time, Rosemont, Illinois, this upcoming July, email me at paul@nooffseason.com to find out how. Good morning to RPO Sports Cards. He says, I love what y'all are doing with the site. Really appreciate it. It's only going to get better. Everybody, thanks so much for watching and listening to the Sports Card Strategy Show and Tell, your show. Thank you for making it what it is, everybody. I love all of you. If there's anything I can ever do to help you out, email me at paul@nooffseason.com. Get on the Sports Card Strategy Show and Tell. Thanks so much. Have a great day.